The history of ancient Egypt is filled with towering figures whose ideas and actions shaped its remarkable civilization, but few are as enigmatic or transformative as Akhenaten. The Heretic Pharaoh, reigning from approximately 1353 to 1336 BCE during the 18th dynasty. Akhenaten is often remembered for his radical religious and philosophical reforms that upended centuries of tradition. While his legacy has often been overshadowed by controversy and the dramatic reversal of his reforms after his death, Akhenaten's contributions to philosophical and religious thought remain significant. His emphasis on monotheism, the natural world, and personal devotion set him apart as a pioneer of ideas that would influence the spiritual and intellectual traditions of later cultures. Akhenaten's most famous and revolutionary act was the introduction of the worship of Aten, the sun disk, as the supreme and sole deity of Egypt. This departure from the traditional polytheistic belief system, which venerated a pantheon of gods like Amun, Osiris, and Isis, marked a philosophical shift in Egyptian thought. Akhenaten elevated Aten to a universal, transcendent god, representing light, life, and creation. This new theological framework can be seen as an early form of monotheism, a concept that would later shape major world religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Great Hymn to the Aten, attributed to Akhenaten, captures the essence of this philosophical and spiritual transformation. In the hymn, Akhenaten praises Aten as the giver of life, the sustainer of the world, and the source of all creation, emphasizing a personal and direct relationship with the divine. Akhenaten's philosophical vision extended beyond theology to encompass a broader worldview that celebrated the interconnectedness of life and the natural world. His devotion to Aten as the sun disk highlighted the importance of light and energy as the forces that sustain all existence. This focus on natural phenomena marked a departure from the anthropomorphic deities of traditional Egyptian religion, whose human-like attributes often reflected the complexities of human behavior. By centering his philosophy on the sun, Akhenaten invited a more abstract and universal understanding of divinity, one that emphasized harmony, balance, and the cyclical rhythms of nature. This philosophical shift had profound implications for Egyptian society and culture. Akhenaten's reforms were not limited to religious doctrine but extended to art, architecture, and governance. He founded a new capital city, Akhenaten, modern-day Amarna, dedicated to the worship of Aten. The city's layout and architecture reflected the openness and simplicity of his theological vision, with temples and palaces designed to maximize exposure to sunlight. In art, Akhenaten introduced a naturalistic and expressive style that broke with the rigid conventions of earlier periods. Depictions of the royal family, including Akhenaten, his wife Nefertiti, and their children, showed them in intimate, tender moments, emphasizing the humanity and vulnerability of even the most powerful figures. This artistic revolution paralleled Akhenaten's philosophical emphasis on the interconnectedness of life and the centrality of light as a source of vitality. However, Akhenaten's reforms were not without controversy. His decision to abolish the traditional religious system and dismantle the powerful priesthood of Amun met with resistance from many quarters. The priests, who had wielded significant political and economic influence under the traditional polytheistic system, saw their power eroded as Akhenaten centralized religious authority around Aten. This disruption of the established order created tensions within Egyptian society, and Akhenaten's focus on religious reform often came at the expense of addressing pressing political and economic challenges. His neglect of foreign affairs, for example, led to the weakening of Egypt's influence in the wider Near East, as evidenced by the Amarna letters, correspondence between Akhenaten and other rulers of the region. Despite these challenges, Akhenaten's philosophical and religious innovations left an indelible mark on the history of thought. His monotheistic vision, though short-lived in Egypt, anticipated similar developments in other cultures and religions. Some scholars have speculated that Akhenaten's ideas may have influenced the emergence of monotheism in the Hebrew tradition, given the temporal and geographical proximity of his reign to the early history of Israelite religion. While direct evidence for this connection remains elusive, the parallels between Akhenaten's emphasis on a singular, universal deity and the later development of monotheistic faiths are striking. Akhenaten's legacy also endures in the realm of art and literature. The naturalistic and expressive style he championed influenced subsequent artistic traditions, even as his religious reforms were abandoned after his death. The Great Hymn to the Aten stands as a testament to his philosophical vision, offering a poetic and profound exploration of the relationship between humanity, nature, and the divine. The hymn's emphasis on light, creation, and the sustaining power of Aten reflects a deep awareness of the interconnectedness of all life, a theme that resonates across cultures and eras. The ultimate fate of Akhenaten's reforms underscores the fragility of philosophical and religious innovation in the face of entrenched tradition and political resistance. After his death, his successors, including Tutankhamun and Horemheb, sought to erase his legacy by restoring the traditional polytheistic system and dismantling Akhenaten. Akhenaten's name and achievements were systematically erased from official records, and his revolutionary ideas were consigned to oblivion for centuries. Yet, the rediscovery of Amarna and its artifacts in the modern era has reignited interest in Akhenaten's life and philosophy, offering new insights into his unique contributions to the history of thought. In conclusion, Akhenaten stands as a remarkable figure in the intellectual history of ancient Egypt and the world. His bold vision of a monotheistic faith centered on Aten, his celebration of the natural world, and his innovative approach to art and governance reflect a philosophical depth and originality that continue to inspire. While his reforms faced resistance and were ultimately reversed, Akhenaten's ideas have left a lasting legacy, shaping our understanding of the possibilities and challenges of transformative thought. Through his revolutionary philosophy, Akhenaten reminds us of the enduring power of ideas to challenge convention, inspire change, and illuminate new paths toward understanding the divine and the human condition.